Hey everyone, Daniel Ramsey here with MyOutDesk. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing one of the biggest brokers in the country. And he uses virtual assistants, and we've got Long here with Realty Group. And this guy is a new client of ours. So we're coming on camera right now to share exactly how he onboarded, how he trained, and what he did to have success with virtual assistants in a large brokerage. Long, thank you for being here today.
You bet. Thank you, Daniel, for having me.
So let's start off. Why did you decide? Why did you decide to have a blended market? What happened for you, and what caused this kind of aha?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to correct you, just in case people don't think we're the largest brokerage in the country.
One of.
That's right. So according to Real Trends just released this year, we are the #1 independent brokerage in the state of Minnesota and the number 118 independently owned in the country. So we're the top 500 overall brokerage in the country. So I'm proud of that. My business partner, Mike, and I, that's in 5 years. We had 8 agents at the time, and we're now just under 400 agents, okay?
Well, that's a whole other conversation. We got to learn how you did that, because that's pretty impressive, man. And you guys are celebrating your 3 years of being a partner or something?
Yep, 5th year. Yep.
Oh,
so fifth year. So in 5 years, we went from 8 agents, to almost 400. Okay.
Mm.
So we're going to be closing about 3,300 transactions this year. We're very excited about it. But with growth comes all this thing that we have to deal with, right? And one of them being staffing. Yep. Because in our model, we're really big on supporting our agents. So, so for us, as we keep growing, we have to keep costs down, because we're also very aggressive in paying our agents. That's why we're the fastest growing real estate company. We're very selective who we bring on, but they're all very productive agents, and they need support from us. Because in our model, we treat every agent as a CEO of their own company, and they become our clients and our customers. So we're really big on support. But with that being said,
hold on. I just want to pack this. This is an important part, because I think it talks to why you've gone from 8 agents to where you are at today. From not really a big guy to the number 118 brokerage. I mean, that's a big deal. So you actually serve the agents who work for you. That's your mindset.
That's right.
How did you get to that?
So the reason I started my own company in 2009, this is my 26th year in the business. My first 15 years on the mortgage side. I had my own mortgage company as well. Yeah. And then the crazy thing went around 07, 08, right? So I went into real estate and I kept interviewing all these brokerages, and I felt like I'm the one bringing in all the money. Why do I feel like I work for you? You should be working for me. Yeah. So my business partner, Mike, and I, in 2014, when we started to go to brokerage, because my first 5 years in the industry, when I had my own company, I was an active broker. I closed 1,000 transactions my first 4 years in the industry. People like, who's this Long guy? Where did he come from? And even back then, I used VAs already. I was already understanding, the economics of VAs, as well as the efficiency and the profitability, right? So in 2014, when Mike and I first started out, Mike Bernier, the only thing we knew was we want to be the broker that we wish we had when we were the agents. Okay. So now we have clarity. We're the fastest growing. So what we do is this: we have what we call an inverted model. Instead of an agent work for us, we work for them. Because without them, we don't have a company. So they become our customers and our client. And our entire model is built around our only core purpose to help them grow their real estate business. Beautiful. And anytime we don't do that, they can think Long and Mike are 2 coolest dudes. They're still going to leave us. Okay. And this is why we have huge retention. Rarely anyone ever leave us. And, we're very selective who we bring on. With that being said, how can we support them in all different areas? And for us, we're now working with you, because what we like about working, with you guys is that you bring us people who are already almost trained to do what we need them to do. Okay. Right. So I think we're at 6 with you now.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
So, right. So 5 of them are what we call task oriented. Yeah. Except for one who does ISA for us. So she does the phone calls, she talks to people. Yeah. But what we did was we divide out our business in 2 different areas of support. We got the people support and the task support. What we learned was when our people who do tasks for us, if they were to sit in the office agent come in and they're by nature your A-type personality. They want to hang out, talk to the people, right?
Right.
So now we get mad at our people because they never get anything done. You know, they're sitting there chatting with people all the time. They're very inefficient. They can't get anything done. So we try to ship them off site to do stuff.
Right.
What we find out was all the costs. We have space for them. They have to be at, right? We have to manage them. We have to have technology with them. We have to provide them with all this workstation. Yeah. And then, hey, to be honest with you, we have to pay them pretty well nowadays with the market condition, right? So, and then you got payroll tax on top of that, unemployment if we don't like them, because we're very, very strict on making sure our agent, we want to bring on the unicorn, like the best of the best. Right. So one thing we like with you guys that you, first of all, you bring us who we need, that doing the task for us, off-site, that's not being bothered by anybody. I have no cost to provide the workstation, okay? Yep. And then one of ours that you give to us is, I think, environmental engineer, some type of engineer, right? Yeah. She's smarter than heck, right? She's smarter than me. She spoke better English than I do, you know? So, you know, so what happened is they're also, because of the time difference, because I think most of yours in the Philippines, correct?
Yeah.
So the time difference also is really good for us because they're working at nighttime, our daytime's over here. They're focused, they're getting all the tasks done. So all of our tasks like auditing, you know, anything task-oriented, checklist, working on file, they do all of that for us, right? Okay? At a very, very economically better for us because, you know, I'm sure we got a really good deals. I don't want to share that, but I know it's really, really good because for us to hire somebody here stateside to do just the same amount of work and the same quality of qualification and pre-train already, we're paying double, if not triple.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'll say.
It's crazy. Last year we added up because we took like what the market would bear to hire these folks versus what we charge our clients. And we came up with $55 million. Last year, we've saved our clients $55 million comparing a US employee to a virtual assistant. And like you said, we have engineers, doctors, nurses, people with business degrees, and just folks that are really, it's like we're exporting the American dream because they can come work for a guy like you long. They love their job. They're highly paid. They're compensated well. We give them health care. We give them vacation time. We do 2 conferences a year. We have an entire support staff, and we give them a client like you. And they're like, "This is the most amazing business in the world. I love working here." You know. So yeah, we've saved a lot of money for our clients, and it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point too. When I was doing bank loan back then, REOs, I did a lot of that. That was very time consuming, right? And so when I had them back there, I know the people I went through, they share with me, they get paid like a lot less than what you guys take care of them. So that's what I do know is that your people are very happy what they do. And because I'm originally from Vietnam, I'm from that part of the world as well. I would tell people who worry about feeling like we'll take advantage of them, trust me, their conversion ratio, what they're making is like us making here almost 6 figures. Okay, yes. So that's why these are highly qualified people are willing to do this kind of work with us for that kind of money, because for them, that's very good living. But that's something we want people to remember.
You know, one thing that I think we need to talk about, because you own a brokerage and you guys are large and #1 in Minnesota, you know, one thing that's happening in our industry, and I'm a real estate broker too, an independent like you, and one thing that's happening in our industry is we're seeing margins squeezed. And over the next 5 years, like literally you're going to see your margin go from like 12, 11% down to 5, 6, 7%. And so like we're ahead of the curve with giving support to companies like you, but not everybody's there yet, man. Not everybody understands that this is a problem.
Yep.
Speak to that. What are your thoughts around that?
So not to pick on them, I'm just stating facts, but 1 of every 3 agents with us today come from Keller Williams and 1 of every 5 from a Remax, okay? So those 2 are the 2 biggest brands in our state and in the country, of course. Right. The reason they actually come to us, they actually tell us we give them more support than they got over there, because in the model, we're able to afford to give them all those support. But what you're touching on is very important, Daniel. If anybody who don't already know, just besides think about VA, just business as a whole, right? Yeah. We're running a business. So you got to watch your profitability, your efficiency, and your growth, and then not just survive, but thrive in this changing environment. And real estate right now is going through that huge shift. When people talk about the shift, it's big. Okay, #1, all the competition we have already. Realtor.com, Zillow, Compass, Redfin, right? Open Door. Now, Amazon trying to get in real estate. And then Consumer behavior is changing. Okay, Netflix came in, wipe out Blockbuster, right? Overnight, pretty much. Expedia, wipe out travel industry. 80% of all riders were Ubers and Lyft. 75% of Americans shop online. People still shop. They still get rides. They still travel. They still watch movies. They do them differently. It's the same with buying and selling home. They do them differently. Then you got all this technology, right? And we're not even talking about Bitcoin, tokens, Ethereum, blockchain. But the biggest thing that you touch on a little bit is that commission compressions here.
Yes.
The normal 6-7% listing people used to get pretty much will be 4%. And I don't care how great a salesperson you is in providing value, it is what it is. So with that being said, your piece of pie that you just touch on getting smaller and smaller. So how do you still grow a business without giving up the support, the profitability and all this other stuff? And VA is one of the greatest way that we found that would do that. And we're actually way ahead of the curve, like you said, on this. Okay, more than half of our, if not 2/3 of our staff are VA.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is great. Now, if I'm a broker or if I'm thinking about like using a virtual assistant, how did you make it successful? Because you're one of those rare guys, and I want to unlock that knowledge and how you onboarded them and how you made them successful. So somebody watching this would, know the how as well as the why. We just finished the why, but how did you make it work for you? Because to be frank, we've had a lot of brokers your size who tried it and they're like, oh, this is hard, or it doesn't work, or I screwed it up, or, how did you make it work?
Yep. So first of all, system run business, people run system. Anytime people run business, you cannot scale and you cannot step away from the business, right? So you have to set up system process to run your business. So with that being said, you need to know all of the tasks that you need to get accomplished at your company. So for us, Mike Bernier, my business partner, put together this one flow chart of the business. It's like 4,800 tasks that need to be done at our company. Okay? Wow. And then we start putting them in buckets. Like which of these need to be someone who physically have to be here. When an agent come in to ask questions and talk to somebody, we got to have somebody there, right? So that's a whole different type of task. Whereas these tasks can be done by the VA. So when you break down all of the tasks can be done virtually, you then start plugging in the people with the right experience, training, and skill set to accomplish those tasks. So then that's when we bring to you and we said, Daniel, we need these. That's when you give us 3 to 4 people to interview that's already kind of been pre-trained in that area. Knows enough to be about it. We then pick them out and we bring them in and we now do our training. Okay, this is how we would do it. Here's our checklist. Here's our process. Here's our system. Go through, train it. And within a week, we'll know we have the right person. And here's what I love about it. We don't have the right person. We call you. Say, you know what? I don't think this is the right person. Give us somebody else. No pay, no unemployment, no let people go, no severance pay. You swap, you give us 3 more people to interview. We just go through till we find the right person. So far, we're loving pretty much all of ours. I think we swap a couple people now, but the staff we have now, like one of the person that the engineer, she's been with us from day one, right? She is awesome. We'll never want to let her go. We feel we always keep saying we wish we have more like her. Now we have 5 more like her, and that's from you guys giving us the talent, because you know how hard it is as a business owner to run a business and go out there, try to find good people, interview, screen them, train them. When they come to us pre-screen, pre-trained for 90% of the time what we need them to do, right? And then very highly motivated, because this is like their career, not just a job hopping until someone gives them a better job, because they're so thankful to work with someone like us that, so at the end of the day, you have to build system process. You have to understand what your needs are and where you need to fill them. Then you got to make sure you have the way to manage them. Like for us, we run, by the way, this is where I think most people fail. We run our VA team like they're our staff here. Every morning we have our morning huddle, and they're on, we use Zoom. They're on from where they're at, our other, because we have 4 offices, okay? So our staff from our 3 offices, they're same, they're VA technically. They just happen to be, living stateside. So we have all of a meeting every morning. Our team go through, here's the thing you need to do for the day, what you need help. We run it like an actual team all together, and we never treated them like they're halfway around the world. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, so you select them, you put them in a process, you have huddles every day. Who like oversees the team, like that operations team? Do you have, because I think something that's hard too for somebody is like, let's say you're a broker and you've got 50 people and you're trying to get to 500. How do you, and operations is one of those things that gets ignored as you're scaling? Because you're like, I need to grow, 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 grow. So talk to us about like the person that runs the operations.
Yeah.
How does that person fit into this VA thing, and what's different about that?
So my business partner, Mike Bonnier, and I, we go around the country. As you know, we meet you a lot of conferences. We are speakers there, right? So we talk a lot about how we run our business. Yeah. So the analogy we use a lot is like at a theater, right? You got your front stage and your backstage. Or at a restaurant, you got your front and your kitchen. Right. So in the front stage or the front area of the restaurant, everything flow beautifully. But people don't know is all the chaos that's going on in the back room. Right. People running around, falling down, button falling off, people dropping food. It gets crazy. That's where you manage everything in the back room that the front people don't see. Yes. So what you need to do is that you need to make sure that you have people organized. Like who is managing them? You have a team leader who are running your support team. Okay, they just happen not to sit in your office. That's all. You treat them just like they're on your team. So the more organized you are, the more structure you have, they then are not confused. Because here's one thing I will tell you, right? You give us pretty good crew, but I remember my last crew I worked with. And I did a lot of bank owned as well at the time, like I said. So I remember we were sending picture for them to upload on the MOS. And we would get questioned like, hey, this house have no furniture. Are we going to get furniture in there? They don't understand how some of the stuff works. So something you need to educate them. But once they get it, they are like phenomenal, right? So that's the thing that you need to understand, that you have to have the way you organize and manage them, just like you would manage 3 people on your staff sitting at your office every day that drive to work 15 minutes from where your office is.
Okay, great. So we've talked about the task side of the business, but you're in the process of scaling the ISA side too. So talk to us about who's calling, what they're calling on, what you envision that growth for your particular brokerage, and how would somebody kind of leverage one of our ISAs to help them grow their business?
Yeah. So we all know, for all of brokerages out there that have the ISA model, as you know, stand for inside sales agent, right? These are like a telemarketer, if you want to call them that. So what happened is they're very hard to find and train, and they don't last very long, okay? So the turnover ratio is pretty tough on that, whereas in our model, we compensate them pretty well, so they stay well. But the one we have from you, I'll mention her name, I'm sure it doesn't matter. Her name is Flo. So she's our ISA, but we use her right now. We're adding more ISA with you, so I'm sure your team will get a call from us. But right now, we're using Flo just for me, okay, and Mike. So she manages both of our calendar, and she set the appointment for recruiting. So we're using her ISA for recruiting. We haven't used ISA yet for leads. We have a ISA here stateside for lead, but we can go 1/5 the cost with you guys. So we're going there. So that's how we're going to scale. But with her, we have process system in place. So what we do is we're already done Facebook, right? Social media, postcard, email, text, stuff about recruiting. So then we give her a list to make the call. So by the time she calls, people already go, oh, I've heard of Realty Group. Oh, I got a postcard from you guys. So now she's doing the appointment setting to meet with Long recruiting. So she does really good. She's good at it. I mean, I've got people meet me and said, hey, where's Flo at? I love her. I said no to her 4 times and she still got me to meet you. Okay. So what happened is after they say yes, we have a process system in place. She sent them, we use schedule ones. We used to use Calendly, but now we use schedule ones. She sent them a link schedule one. They click on accept because they were accept with her verbally. It goes on the calendar. And then 24 hours later in the process system, they got another text reminder said, just a reminder, you meeting with Long Doan at 123 Main Street at 10 o'clock. Here's a link in case you need to change or reschedule, okay? And then 1 hour before we meet, another text goes out, the same thing. And then 45 minutes before we meet, she actually literally called them or text them to confirm. Yes. Long, very busy, just want to make sure you're still coming. And then either they reply to her by text or by phone. Once she confirmed, she sent me the intel. Okay, she give me the Facebook post or their website page so I know their bio. They show up, I'm like, hey, how's your wife Jennifer doing? Hey, how's Jonathan? I hear he's a big baseball player, right? Right. And then I get all the intel that she give me a little summary on. And she also sent me along their report, the recruiting report. Their last 3 years production, the trend up and down, where most of their closing at, where they live. So I literally, in 5 minutes before my meeting, I look at it, I come in, I know exactly. And most of the time we meet them at a coffee shop, right? Because now Starbucks and Caribou is like your office now. Right. So they walk in, I already know exactly what they look like. Like, hey, Johnny. They're like, oh my God, how do you know? So they come in, I literally intimidate them because I know everything I need to know about them, and I didn't do anything. Flo didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we use her for right now. But we want 2, 3 more for, because we're also going to do that on our lead side for setting appointment for an agent and doing the same thing for them.
And when you onboarded Flo, like how long, because she's representing you personally. And let's just be clear, that's the hardest thing to do. I mean, calling a lead and saying, hey, are you still interested in buying or selling? You know, like that's kind of an easy, it's the lowest hanging fruit, but she's representing long.
That's right.
So how did you onboard her so that she feels like, so people come in and say, hey, where's Flo? Like, how did you do that?
Yes. So once we talk to Flo and understand her skill set and who knows a good fit, we go through that 10% training we talked about, right? She came to us 90% trained. So we let her know that, because she gets it all the time and we laugh about it and we went over it. And this, you got to keep making changes and train them all the time, right? So I remember her telling me that. She said, hey, so-and-so said, okay, I can't wait to meet you when you come in. Are you at the office? And we trained it. Flo literally said, nope, I work off-site. She work off-site, right? I mean, we're not lying. We're not saying anything more than that. I work off-site, so I won't see you, but you'll love it when you come in. You know, Susanna will be there to greet you. When you go to the coffee shop, Long will be there. So there's a lot of things that she can say because she does such a good job. People feel like they have a little rapport with her. You know, they said they've gotten a 12 call from her. They said no to her 4 times, and they're finally meeting me. So they're like, man, Flo is awesome. Where you get Flo from? And that's when I said, if you like, I'll refer you to where I got Flo from. And that's what a lot of business.
What's interesting too about what you're doing is, I mean, how much of your day did you get back by having Flo do these calls for you? Like,
oh my gosh. You touched on it already. This is why you are the assistant until you have one, right? Number one. Number 2 is, most people figure out how to spend time. Successful people, how to use time. We all have the same amount of time, Daniel. I don't care if you're a billionaire or homeless. You have no more time than somebody else. Right. So how do you leverage time? You leverage people and you leverage time. She allowed me, because I usually have to make my own appointment, right? And then call. And here's the biggest thing. Because of the process we put in place and with Flo, I rarely have any cancellation or no show. Because the way we set up system, I'm already knowing that they're not showing up, they're rescheduling. And then when they reschedule, Flo already knows. She's on it. She'll reschedule with me for the next time. It probably saved me her job that she does for me now 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yep. And what's that time worth? What's that time worth?
Because that 2 to 3 hour day just allow me to meet 2 to 3 more agents.
Right.
That's why our recruiting, the best month with Flo, we brought on 45 new agents.
45.
New meaning new to us, not brand new, because we are very selective. These are like productive agents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what has that done for the revenue of your company? Like when you think about.
So on an average, so most business owners don't do this, right? There's 3 stages that you need to track your business. One is innovation. You got to constantly come up with new idea. Like having a VA is an innovation to me, okay? 2 is quantification, track the business. And 3 is orchestration, putting people process in place. Again, VA fills that for us, the orchestration part. So when we track everything, So we know on an average, each agent is worth about $7,000 to us. So if you do quick math on $7,000 a year, 40, 45, I don't need to go into it.
$350,000 in one freaking month. That's a return on investment. Damn. Okay.
Exactly.
And I mean, just to be clear, if you're listening to this, Long is paying us less than $2,000 a month.
That is correct. For the kind of talent, I would have to pay $60,000 a year here to get.
Okay, so annually, you're $20,000. You'd have to pay $60,000 for their salary. You'd
not
have
counting payroll, tax, not counting vacation, not counting benefits, not counting any of that stuff.
So really, it's probably 70 or 80, and so you're really at it's 25% of the cost.
We have 4 VA here for the cost of 1 person here we would hire.
I love it, dude.
Just as good, if not better job.
When you talk to people about this, what are their common concerns, or what are their questions, or what do you have? Like, one of my best friends, he in the real estate world, he has not hired a virtual assistant for like a decade, right? And then 2 years ago, he finally called me and said, okay, I need 3. And he finally onboarded him, and he's like, Daniel, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I just had a mindset block.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't think this was going to work, and I loved you, and I loved your company, and I respected you, but I just thought it wasn't for me. How do you help people over that hump?
So as you may also know, I'm a highest tier coach and club wealth system. Okay. So I have people I coach, and I'm basically like only coach a handful. And I remember convincing every one of them they should do a VA, and they fought me forever. Now, every one of them said, Long, why didn't we do this sooner? I'm like, I've been telling you. So here's what happened. The block is this. First of all, the new local is global. Okay, I don't care if you're Philippine or you're right down the street from me. Okay, as long as you qualify, which you bring us qualified people, as long as you're teachable, which you bring us teachable people, as long as we can train you and have you fit in a process system, that's will work. Okay, so that's number one. You get past that the new locals is global now. Yes. The other thing you get past is that what tasks you have them do. Yes. If you're not clearly understanding what they do, it doesn't matter who you plug in, because you can easily hire somebody that lives 50 minutes from you that can't do the task anyway. So you got to have the right people in place to do that. And then you have to manage them just like they're with you. You can't. The problem is people think because they're 1/4, 1/5 the cost, that they're only going to perform 1/4, 1/5 of the job they can do. That's the biggest mistake people have, right? So then that's another thing. And then the other thing too is that depends on what you need them to do. Because like for us, the task oriented, we can hire a certain, you can either use this test or all this other test. We hire a certain type of personality that would fit them. Like for Flo, she actually communicate with people, whereas most of VAs are task oriented, right? We have Flo and we have Mark. Flo reach out to people to schedule. Mark for us, from your team, reach out to our agent. These are inside people. He calling all the agents, how are you doing? What do you need help with? So he's like serving our agent. He's like our internal customer service person, because we're all big on the experience.
Because by the way, I just want to point out the fact that you have that means not only that, I mean, that's probably a bigger contribution to why you're number 18 in the country than anything else. You actually, it's the service. Agents are getting a call from your company and saying, hey, Long and Mike are just wanted to give you a call and make sure everything's going well. Is there anything we can do to serve? That mindset is just, it doesn't exist in our industry.
Correct, because here's why. Retention. This is why we lose no variability, right? If some people actually tell us, I've been at my other brokerage for 2 years, I never even talked to my broker. I heard from you guys like every month through our people, right? And then recruiting. If they love what they do here, they start referring people. So, I mean, what you say is double that what you're saying for value, you know? So then we need people who reach out. I mean, we get the right people. Like I said, Flo speak better English than I do, you know? So people can't even tell. But I think once you get past that block, that because it costs you less, you're getting less, that's where you get in trouble. Matter of fact, you get more. So you should understand that there's value and there's cost, right? But sometimes people mixed up that they think that you only get what you pay for. Whereas for us, it's what's the value. And if your value is so good that your cost is so, you get the best of both worlds. And that's what VA gives us.
Well, what I love about what you just said is we like to help clients get a 4X on their investment. Now, in your case, you're getting like a 1000X or something. But what we do is we say, look, if you're going to pay us $1,000, you need to make $4,000 from it. Either saving you time, serving your clients at a higher basis, growing your revenue, or cutting costs. Like, we want to make sure that we've got an outcome that gives you a 4X before you work. And if we can't figure that out, we just say, hey, we're going to part as friends. It's fine, because that's business.
Yeah, because we are averaging 104% increase in business for any agent join us the first year where they come from. Okay, so we've got people averaging 900%, 30%, but we double their business as an average. And here's the biggest thing that we teach them when we come to us is sit down and look at your day.
Yes.
Okay, I'm organized so I can look at my calendar, but if you journal your 1 week or 2 week, you will realize that 80 to 90% of the time you spend on what we call production supporting activity. Only 10 to 20% what we call income producing activity.
Yeah.
If you flip that and you get a VA who's well qualified, better than what you can do at those tasks, right? You just quadruple, like you said, 4X. You just quadruple your revenue and save you more time, because that person just allowed you to do more of this. Like, for example, Mike and I talk about we need to reach out to more of agents, make sure that they know we're here, what we provide, because how many times you have agent leave a brokerage and said, I went there because they gave us that. Dude, we give you here too, and better, right? They don't know about it. So we're like, we don't have time to do this. And comes Mark. So Mark's going to do that for us because we know we should be doing it, but we don't have time to do it. So it's the same. If you said, God, I wish I can double my revenue, my income, well, what do you need to do to double that? Well, but I don't have time to do that. Well, this is where you plug in a VA to do the things to allow you the time to do what you need to do.
Okay, last question, and I think we're going to wrap it up. Who should think about having a virtual assistant? Because if you're only doing 5 deals a year, like we probably, so in your company, you guys provide a lot of service, so the agents are kind of lucky, but that's not the case in Remax or KW or any of the other ones. You kind of have to build your own staff if you're building a team. So at what point do you hire a virtual assistant in your growth cycle?
In my opinion, everyone, if you're serious about real estate, and if you don't need them full-time, you share with another agent. You get another 1 or 2 or 3 agents that you may have a team. You don't have a team, you could be a solo agent, right? Said, hey, John, you interested in sharing a VA with me? I only need 20 hours, but you know, with Daniel, I need to get him at 40 hours. So once you do that, you can scale it. At some point, you might have your own, because here's why. I don't care what you're doing. You can, if you're running a business truly, you should be working on your business and not in your business, right? And most of us wear like 12 hats. If you're a true business owner, you should constantly find way to be the laziest guy in the world. How can I get someone else to do that job for me? And if you look at all the tasks you have, 80% of them can be done by VA. Guaranteed. They might not go do the meeting with you face-to-face or belly-to-belly with your client. Other than that, everything else they can do.
I love it. Long, you're amazing. Thanks for sharing today. What would you like to leave the folks that are kind of watching this? What do you think? What would you like to say to them before we?
Yeah. So the consumer behavior is changing. Our industry is changing. So at the end of the day, just doing real estate is no longer going to be enough. Okay. I believe in a couple of years, half the agent will be gone, because unless you step up and run it like a business, you will not survive nor thrive. So with that being said, you need to understand that at the end of the day, the end consumer want to have the experience. Everyone can open the door, write a contract, do whatever. How can you have the experience? And you have limited time and resource as a business owner. So how can you maximize it so that all you should have time to do is hold client appreciation, go around and shake people's hand. You should not be putting together the event. That should be a VA job, okay? You should go meet more people. You might not be the one calling them. That should be a VA job. You should make sure your file is tight so you don't get in trouble with compliance. That should be a VA job, right?
Right.
I tell you right now, if you journal your day, 90% of the tasks you're doing right now can be done by somebody else. And if they can be done by somebody else that's not you, it can be a VA.
Okay, good. If you're listening right now and you want to find more information, I want you to know MyOutDesk appreciates Long and people who are in his network. And so if you jump on our website right now, register for a consultation, we're going to give you 1 free week. And you just have to say, Long from Realty Group sent me. And you're going to get a free week, okay? A week on us, give it a try. Make sure this is like your future, because I believe in it, Long believes in it, and we want you to kind of get over that mental hump of, will this work for me? And we're 100% committed to your growth and nothing more. So if we can support you, give us a call, register for a consultation. We do a conversation just like this, face-to-face with one of our consultants, and we'll figure out exactly what we can do to help you double your business and grow like Long does for his agents, and get you the support that you need and deserve. Long, thanks for being here today with us.
You bet. Long from Realty Group sent you. Wow, that's like the $2,000 free face right there you just got today.
There you go. Boom. All right.